What's up, what's up? I'm still kind of getting set up over here. Let's see. Make sure everything sounds okay. That sounds good. Might be a little too late for some people, but hey, what's up, Gen 4? Gen 4, that's awesome. How's it going? I was not able to find anybody willing to play Comrades tonight, so I think I'm just gonna stick with 13. I don't know, let me check the Discord one more time. Maybe somebody else popped on there. Kinda don't want to play by myself, it's Friday. Rather play with someone else, but Discord. I know I have Discord somewhere on this thing. I just don't know where it is. I'm gonna have to type it in. Discord. Oh, what am I doing? Discord. Oh my goodness, do I not have Discord installed on this? I'm gonna have to check my phone. Doing great, awesome. Wait, there it is. It's actually been a couple weeks since I played this. I don't even remember what I was doing. What will I do? It's Final Fantasy 13. It's so open. I'm not sure which direction I should be going right now. Obviously, a hint of sarcasm there. The answer is obvious. Just keep going straight. Battle technique tutorial. I don't think I need that. Although, this is going to be interesting because Okay, let's keep it on diversity. What's funny about this game, you press A. For me it's A, but the enter button so often that I actually had to get a setup to where I can just hold the back button with the Steam controller and it's auto fire for me. Only get to see you play live. Yeah, welcome if this is your first time. I keep kind of bouncing back and forth between Twitch and YouTube because I just can't figure out which one I like best. I feel like YouTube is easier for most people. I prefer YouTube because I can get it on my TV. So, it's just easier to watch people live that way. This guy's dead. That was a pretty easy battle. I feel like I could have done it faster, maybe? Oh, 5 stars? Okay. See what we got. I'm also trying to log into Discord at the same time right now. Oh, and it doesn't have any of my information saved. Wait. Oh yeah, that's the right one. I think I only have one Discord. Hey, okay. I was able to log in. Let's see, PC. Oh, that's PlayStation 4. PC looking for comrades. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's getting on tonight. I'm just playing Final Fantasy 13 then. I think 13 is open and 13.2 is going to be way... Oh yeah, I've played 13.2. That one's a lot better than this one in my opinion. I mean, this one's still great. I still like 13. It's just... I don't know what about 13... You know what I liked about 13.2? Well, there's a lot. There's a lot to like about it more. I like that the whole leveling system was available to you right at the beginning of the game. I don't like that this one has walls set up as you progress. Like right now, I can only get so far in the Crystarium. Sometimes it's fun to grind up past where you should be, you know? To make the game like easier or whatever. Sometimes it's kind of, I don't know. I don't mind the grind. I mean, I played 11.
Sweep D, form ranks.
They
You
must
saw
be
my vid on
hunting down
FF1?
purge survivors.
Hope everyone made it out okay.
So do I.
Thanks.
But nowhere is safe for
Yeah.
them now.
There's so many different games and so much
Because they share the
information out
neighborhood
there.
with
It's
the
hard to
Foul
remember it
Sea.
all, but I've played
They
one a
get
lot
treated like
and seen a lot of
post-tainted
videos on
rats.
one, so I feel like I knew that game pretty well.
People really hate Pulse, don't they?
Even 13, I feel like I've played 13 enough. I know quite a bit about this one too.
More like fear. Tens of millions of people. All scared of Pulse Book.
Like the little chocobo inside of his head.
Maybe.
Fun fact,
Shaking
that's
in
actually
their beds every
Chocolina
night if they
in
knew.
FF13 too.
Letting the sea like us were.
Really weird.
But
Well, I
they
guess
purged
it's
that
the other way
entire
around.
town.
Chocolina in 13.2 is
It's
actually
crazy,
the
I
little
know.
chocobo inside Saz's head.
But the Sanctum Foul Sea did nothing to stop it.
13.2 is weird at times, but it is better
Up
than this
until
game.
now, Eden's always stepped in.
The music's better.
Correct their
I like the
errors
leveling
and
system
judgment.
better.
Guess humans
I
aren't
feel like
worth
Noel
the
was a
effort.
better main character, I guess.
Figure they'll let us just kill each
I
other.
thought Noel was more interesting than, and I thought Caius
See,
Ballad
you're
was more
not
interesting.
human.
And the same
Listen, you,
voice actor as
that's
Kain in Final Fantasy IV, the 3D remake. I like that voice actor, whoever does that. I don't know the guy's name, but it's a good voice actor. I liked Caius Ballad. The music for his final boss fight is probably...
we're still alive.
It's a good song. I
That's
want to say
something.
top, like, maybe top 5 or 7 Final Fantasy boss songs. His final boss song was pretty cool.
Where is it?
I don't know.
I don't know how much people follow the rules as far as it seems like there's some interesting stuff. There's a Tokyo Game Show coming out soon that we might get some information on 16, which is interesting.
We gotta get moving
And
before we're
then
caught in the
October
net.
3rd, I think at 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, they're going to be doing a live play of the Final Fantasy VII First Soldier. I was one of the 10,000 people or whatever that was lucky enough to play the beta and have been chomping at the bits to play that game again. It was a lot of fun. I even got somebody not interested in Final Fantasy at all interested in the First Soldier. They ask me about it all the time, like when the release date is. And I'm excited to play with them and maybe some other people. I got a kick out of the game. I know some people were like criticizing it for Final Fantasy Fortnite, but it actually, I mean, I played it. It was a lot of fun. For someone that's never played a Battle Royale game, I enjoyed myself. Try this again. Oops. Just one more message on the Discord, see if maybe anybody else wants to jump on and play Comrades. I wish I had the time to invest a little bit of energy into 11 or 14 and play with some people, but the subscription isn't worth it for me right now because I couldn't actually put enough time for it to be worth it. Nope, didn't get it. Oh, Jeremiah! I just realized that was you commenting. That's weird. Do you go by Jeremiah, by the way? Or do you go by Jeremy? I'm used to calling you Harrington. Just realized that you messaged. What's up, man? Welcome. I know this is a difficult time for most people, but this is typically when I play. Which is, it's awful. Like 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pretty much the rest of the world is asleep right now. Except for the rest of us night owls. While this game was super linear, it still was enjoyable. Like, I thought the fights were still fun. The auto battle kind of... You still have to do a lot even if you use auto battle. You can't just auto battle your way through this game. You have to do some paradigm shifting, and there's even some interesting challenges that you can add to this game. And I like when people are able to do that, like Final Fantasy 1, the all-white mage run, or Final Fantasy 7, I think there's like a no materia run. Final Fantasy 8 has a no junction run. 10 has the no sphere grid, which is crazy. 12 is like the no license board. And then 13, there's people that have actually beaten this game with no Crystarium, which is crazy. I don't understand how they did it, but... Well, I've read the guide and seen some of the tricks and everything, but it's kind of wild. It involves a lot of farming for like Decepticol and stuff like that, so you get some sneak attacks. And it avoids a lot of... Or, I'm sorry, it involves a lot of avoiding encounters because you don't want to get into encounters because you're not going to use a Crystarium anyways. A lot of retrying in battles. It's kind of a crazy challenge, but obviously there were enough people that still loved this game that they thought it was worth their time to create a challenge like that, and so that's kind of cool. I hear a treasure chest, so maybe I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I shouldn't go that way. And this game is beautiful. I mean, the graphics are awesome. It sucks that you don't get to go back and visit any of this stuff like you can in 10, but still, I mean, it is pretty to look at as you're going through the game. You can always replay it, I guess.
How high is this thing? I don't think I'm gonna make it. We really have to go this way?
And considering what's going on right now, like the banter, this is the first time, I feel like this is the first time we got this in like a Final Fantasy game. Because 10 has like, they have banter during combat, but this one actually has them talking as they're walking through, which has become somewhat of a staple in the series in the last 10 years. I don't know, with like 15 and 7. And it makes the game feel a lot more alive. Makes it feel more real. Realized something funky on my live. I'm wondering why this thing is not stretching the whole screen. Whoa, that's weird. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm playing on PC. I have no idea why it's doing that. Why is it only playing in the upper left-hand corner? That's weird. I might have to exit out and fix that. I think it's because of the mode I'm playing it on. And I can adjust that when I like start up the game. I don't think this game has a quick save feature. I'll have to exit out and fix that in a second. I just now noticed it on my live. It's like playing in the upper left-hand corner. That's weird. It should be stretching to fill the whole screen. And I think I know why it's doing that. I need to put it in like a windowed mode or something. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, that is by far my most popular video. It's funny. A really dumb question. I thought I was the only one that wanted to know the answer to that. That's funny. How many people were interested? Okay. I'm gonna close this game out and try this again. Full screen. I'm gonna try windowed mode. Let's see if that fixes it. Sorry, not the best. Ah, there we go. I know how to figure some stuff out, but not much. I am in no way a tech guru. But I do know how to troubleshoot some stuff. Playing this game does make me want to play 13-2 sometimes. Because it is the better game. You know what 13-2 did somewhat right, I feel like? Is, oh, I just fought these guys. Now I don't know where I am. I shouldn't have done that. They didn't repeat a lot of maps from 13. If they did, I think it was Awerba was the only one I feel like was really repeated in 13-2.
Which is great. I hate...
What was it? Okay. Final Fantasy IV, the After Years, uses a lot of maps from Final Fantasy IV, and I did not like that. And because each story, you're kind of going through the same world, it kept constantly making you go through the same map over and over and over again. And that was
stupid. That's another criticism I have of Final Fantasy 15.
because there was one dungeon that made you go through the same dungeon like 3
separate occasions.
Probably don't want to know.
It was like once for the story, once for a hunt quest, and then again for a stupid, well...
Not stupid, it was a pretty strong weapon. But it was one of Nox's final weapons. So you have to go through the same dungeon 3 times. That's just like lazy development from the game developers, and it ticks me off.
Didn't think she could trust me.
Yeah, I just did windowed mode, and that seemed to fix it. I mean, you can see the banner up at the top, but that's okay. It's a lot better than what I was working with.
So I like that Final Fantasy 13-2, it had a lot of original maps. It's like a small, may seem like a pet peeve, but or like I'm complaining about something that's not that big of a deal, but I feel like it adds
To the, like video game quality.
just like monster diversity too. This game does not have a lot of great monster diversity, and that's a ding for me. This guy's gonna start using electro kick. I'm gonna have to switch it up to diversity here in a second. We got him. Never mind. He's dead. I haven't even touched the Crystarium in a second.
I've platinumed this game twice. I platinumed it on PlayStation and then 100%ed it on Steam. I got all the achievements. So I've beaten this game just about as much as you can on PlayStation and PC. I switched to PC like maybe like 7 years ago or something like that. Which is a Final Fantasy player, it kind of has some ups and downs, you know? I have all 15 Final Fantasies in one place on Steam, thanks to the Pixel remasters. I have 1 through 6, 2 versions of 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have the 3D remakes and the other mobile versions that were released for 5 and 6. I got 7, 8, and the remastered version of 8. I got 10, 10-2, 11, 12, 13, 13-2, Lightning Returns, 14 and 15 all in one place, and that's great. Unfortunately, it also means I miss out on any PlayStation exclusives, so I still haven't even touched the Final Fantasy VII Remake. When they said it was a timed exclusive, I thought maybe 1 year, but it seems like we might be waiting a lot longer to see Final Fantasy VII Remake come to Steam, which is unfortunate. Because it looks like fun. It looks like they took a lot of what they did with like 15 and improved upon it big time. And 13. I mean, it looked like it took some battle mechanics from 13 and 15 and tweaked it to make it a lot better. It looks like it is coming out on Epic Games maybe sometime before the end of this year. Which I really don't want to pay for it on Epic Games and then it come out later on Steam and then have to pay for it again.
That would be... It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, I would be a little bummed if I had to do that. No, like, look at this, man. See, 13 is still really pretty and impressive. And the character designs are really nice as well. They could have had a little bit better monster diversity. They do use a lot of the same monsters over and over again. Nice. Stop him from using that. I feel like the gameplay on 13 as far as fights go is definitely better than 12. 12 is one of my least favorite. I know a lot of people love 12, but you spend so much time in the menus because of gambits. Even when I've watched people do playthroughs of that game, it's so boring. When Dangs08 does his the live 24/7 Xanarkin stream, if you guys don't know about that, it's a 24/7 live stream of Final Fantasy games. Anytime Final Fantasy 12 is playing on there, I check out. I turn it off because it's super boring. He spends so much time in the menus because you just do.
Because of the gambit system and the license board.
This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Saz.
See, look at this. This is beautiful.
Great background. Sucks you never come here again, but for the 5 minutes you are, look at the detail of all this stuff. Whoever says this game is crap or trash,
Cold-blooded beast, I take it.
you know, they're kind of being a little harsh on this game. It's not that bad. And I don't mind convoluted stories. I love to
8, 13, I know it's difficult and complicated, but that doesn't stop me from
enjoying the game. Oh, come on, you got me. Get him, get him, get him. No!
Got him too. I can get another attack in before his stack bar hit. Now it's gonna drain super fast. What's your guys' opinions of 13? This is probably like my 4th time playing through this game, 4th or 5th, and I still like it. It's not. I hear people dump on it all the time, but it's still a great game.
IMO. IMO. What does stink about that? You know what? 12 was like that too.
I don't think it's the same as the disease.
Oh, there probably are. Oh, you just distracted me. I just got attacked. I just died. Just kidding.
What I was saying about 12 and 13
Is it kind of sucks that they got rid of the minigames. Like, that was... Minigames are great.
because it helps break up the story. You know, that's why I love 7. This is why 7 and 10 are some of the best games. This is one of the many reasons why 7 and 10 are at the top of the list.
Sales and fans love Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 10. They are the two best.
Final Fantasy games, hands down.
At least that's my opinion, but that's what I've seen generally from most fans. 7 and 10 are the best games. And part of that is the minigames. They were a nice little break from the story, and it helped break it up. You had Chocobo Racing and 7, which was a great minigame. Super fun. Snowboarding, submarine, the battle arena. You just had a lot of fun side stuff you could do. 10, Blitzball was an awesome minigame, but you also had the... I know Chocobo Catcher people get... I know they get frustrated with that and the lightning dodge, but at least there was stuff to do other than just progress in the story and fight monsters. Like, there was a diversity of stuff to do in the game, and that adds to the game for me personally. I think it makes it a better game. And 13 and 12, for some reason, completely dropped out minigames. They had the hunts, but I don't
Count that as a minigame. Because 12, 13, and 15 have done that now. And I feel like they just say, oh, well, the hunts, those are mini games. And I'm like, not really. That's not like a mini game. Because you're still fighting stuff. You're still battling monsters. That's not a break from random enemy encounters or fighting. It's just the same thing. Made to look like a mini game, but it's really not. At least 15 had fishing. And the little pinball. I don't know why I'm saving right here. At least it had like the little pinball, fishing. What else did it have? As far as mini games goes, it had chocobo racing. That's right. 15 did. So I guess there was some stuff in 15 to kind of break up the game a little bit. We're still getting 5 stars. I haven't even touched the Crystarium in a long time. Probably have. I have a decent amount of CP. Wouldn't that be cool to just be able to fly up on people like that? That dude's skating like he's got wheelies on. Heelys, not wheelies, heelys. Just hold down the A button. Honestly, okay, Kuma, the hunts are fun for me. Personally, they're fun for like an hour. I've never platinumed 12. I've never completed all the hunts because it just got old after a while. It's a lot of back and forth, a lot of revisiting old places, and like I said, I hate when I'm forced to go through the same dungeon again or the same area again over and over again. And eventually the hunts in 12 just, it was like, I'm out. It was too, what's the word, like monotonous. Just like the same thing over and over again. It's fun for a little bit, you get the first couple hunts, but then, I don't know, after like an hour or two of hunting monsters and doing the marks, I was just over it. I feel bad. Yeah, it's 12 is cool in like it was very open. You know, you went from 10 to 12. 10 was pretty linear, not as linear as 13 because like I said, you were able to backtrack and go visit all those places again. But I kind of liked how open 12 was in the beginning. And I think the first time I played 12, it was so long before I progressed in the story. I was just walking around. You know? I was just walking around, killing stuff. I bumped into the, what's that monster's name in the very first desert? The Sadrian or whatever? Dude, I just leveled up until I could kill that thing. Didn't even play the story. I was just having fun exploring the game and running around and killing stuff. As Vaughn. Just by himself. I had nobody else in my party. I was just running around. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a story to this game. So the openness was actually, I appreciated how open it was. We were able to actually travel pretty far. As soon as you get control of Van and get outside the city of Rabanastra, it's very open. That's cool. Reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy 2. People dump on 13 for its linearity, but most Final Fantasy games are fairly linear for the first portion of the game, you know. You don't really get out into the world for quite a while. It does make you follow a certain path. If you think about 7, it's not really until you get like an airship where you can start, or, I don't know, maybe like the Doom Buggy where you can backtrack and kind of explore a little bit, but not much. I mean, the game kind of forces you in one direction. Maybe I would say when you get the airplane is when things start to open up a bit. In 7, but yeah, that was the one cool thing about 12. Well, there's a couple cool things about 12. One thing I will... Another critique of 12 I have is the music. Some of it was okay. It is one of the best, like, renditions of the Final Fantasy theme in that game, but the music overall just...
It didn't do it for me. A lot of the battles were really long, a lot of the boss battles, and it felt like the music was created for a long boss battle, which doesn't make good music. You know, like you know, Yazamat, but different things. And those songs just don't kill it for me. What's funny is I watched a YouTube video recently. It was like the top 100 Final Fantasy songs according to Science, and it had the Streets of Rabanastre as number 4 on the list, and I was like, okay, maybe
It's an okay song, but number 4 out of every Final Fantasy song that's ever existed, the Streets of Rabanastre is number 4.
that like discredited the whole list for me.
Grind work on Gambit's. But yeah. Hey, what's going on, Cam? My evening's going great.
My evening's going great. I might turn it in a little bit earlier because I'm working tomorrow, but it's going good. Couldn't find anybody to play Comrades with me, but that's okay. It's a very niche game, and not that many people still play it, but...
For anybody following it, there is news on Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. It's not till October 3rd, but they are doing a live stream at 1:30 a.m. in the morning Pacific Standard Time, so probably none of us will be watching it if you live in the States, but it got me excited. It's been radio silent since July when they released the beta test information from the game. I should probably switch to diversity here.
I'm talking too much. I'm not paying attention to what's going on. But they haven't released anything on Twitter, really, nor on the Discord. But then there was finally some information on the Facebook page a couple days ago about this live stream, which I'm excited about. Won't be able to watch because of how early in the morning it is, but when I wake up, I'll probably turn that on and watch. That's a game I'm still super hyped for, because I had so much fun on the beta.
And so many people were giving that game a lot of grief. And
I get it. What sucks about Square sometimes is they just slap Final Fantasy on something to get some money. And there's a lot of examples. There's so many examples of this. You know, like Crystal Chronicles, Mystic Quest, Legends, like all these stuff that's not... Like Legends, I still am not convinced that's a
Final Fantasy game.
That's a Saga game. It doesn't have much in common with other Final Fantasy games. Although those are coming to Steam soon. I saw the original Game Boy.
This is gonna be like an original Game Boy port.
The ones that they released on Switch, they're gonna bring to Steam soon. I'll probably get them and play through them too, especially if they have achievements. That might be kind of fun
to go through those games. Because I haven't beaten
all of those before.
Because I gotta be honest, even when I played them as a kid,
Kids, Legends was awful. It just wasn't a good Final Fantasy game. And it's funny, they make fun of it in that Gaming in the 90s video on YouTube when they talk about Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 6 in that video. But then they're like, oh, Final Fantasy on the go, Game Boy Advance, and he's like, nope, and throws it in the trash. That's exactly how I felt about Legends.
I bought it, but it was not very good. Yeah, I just didn't like it, Kuma. Just said it. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, there are some songs in the series that they're kind of short and sweet, I guess. I don't know. Like Cloud of Darkness, I guess.
The last battle in Final Fantasy 3 is one of my favorites. It's pretty repetitious. It's not crazy. But that's not a very long battle. But some of 12's battles were so long, and I feel like they made the music to fit those battles. And yeah, it just didn't do it for me. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I think that's as far as I can go. Let's do medic. Oh wait, it's gonna be maxed out. I was gonna say let's play on the safe side, but I can't think of one song from 12 Because there's like most Final Fantasy games, you can think of one song from that game that's like, man, I remember that song. You know, one has the songs that have carried its way throughout all the series. You know, the main
Theme, the prelude.
and then Final Fantasy II, even though it's a black sheep in the series, you got the Rebel Army. That's a great song.
Song. Even the song on the world map is a great song. Final Fantasy 3, you got the last battle. Yoga's theme is a great song.
4, you got the
Theme of Love.
which is a great one, and the boss battle music in 4 is amazing. 5, you have Battle on the Bridge, or Battle on the Big Bridge with Gilgamesh. That one's a great song. 6, you have Terra's theme, amazing. 7,
A bunch of great songs. A bunch of great songs. 8,
8 has a bunch of great songs as well. 9, I'm not as big a fan of 9's music and the game in general, but You're Not Alone, that is a fan favorite. Not me
personally, but I know a lot of fans love You're Not Alone.
10 has one of the best soundtracks ever. 11 has some memorable ones, like the one in Chains of Promethea that played. I forget the name of the song now, but yeah. 13 has some very memorable ones. 13-2. 14's music just slaps. That music is amazing. Even 15, as hard as people are on 15, some of the music in there is amazing. What's the one? It's like Luna Freya's theme when she dies, the one that plays there. That one's an amazing song. But 12, I can't sit here and name off a song like I just did with all the other ones.
I can't think of a single song from 12 where I'm like, that was really good. It had a decent rendition of
The main theme from Final Fantasy that it did, but that was it.
for me. I can't remember anything else from 12 that I was like, that's an awesome song. Yeah, no, 9 and 15 had decent music. I'm not that great a fan of 9.
It's my least favorite in the PlayStation era. A lot of fans would disagree with me, but I put 8 over 9. Easy. I've played 8 way more times than 9. But a lot of fans would disagree with me. I know that.
And it's okay.
I want to look around.
I knew this boss was coming, that's why.
Went to the Crystarium real quick. I'm really excited for 16 too.
It's all about the triple triad. Dude, 8's great. It had great minigames too. Triple triad, it was a little different. Not really,
I don't know how to say it. I guess I did like Triple Triad. It was a little tedious, I guess, sometimes. Well, especially because I broke the game. You know, I used card modding to just... I've beaten that game at level 7 before. With Squall. I kept him at level 7 the whole way through. I never leveled him up.
I never gave him any experience at all.
Because there's an achievement on the original port on Steam that's called a contrived finish. If you beat the game with Squall at level 7, you unlock that achievement.
So I've played
a lot of Triple Triad. Because I was trying to power up my party keeping Squall at level 7.
It's charging up.
And I've just done it before. I know where to get all the best cards early in the game to get Holy and Flare and all that stuff.
It's last month.
From Krista and, the Ruby Dragon, and even Power Crystals from Elnoil by card modding and all that stuff.
but
It wasn't... When I compare it to, like, Blitzball
or the Final Fantasy VII Tropical
Racing, it's not as fun. It's kind of like... I don't know how to describe it. It's not as dynamic for sure. It's a little slow paced. It's like comparing
chess to basketball. You know, you're gonna go play chess with your buddy versus you're gonna go play basketball with a group of friends. So it's hard to compare the two.
as a card game compared to like Final Fantasy card games. We don't have
Much to go off of, but it is worlds apart from Tetramaster. Tetramaster was absolute garbage. I hated Tetramaster. That was such an awful minigame. Tactics, man. Oh, they need to bring Tactics over to Steam, and I would totally give it another shot just because of how many good things I've heard about it. I've played Tactics before. I played it as a kid on PlayStation, right? That was the original one on PlayStation, yeah. But I just couldn't get into it. The strategy games are hard for me because of just how long those battles go on for. But it's at the point now where I've heard so many good things about tactics that I'd like to just go through and play it again, but I wouldn't do it unless it came on Steam. Basically, is where I'm at now. Which I think they will. I'm hopeful. I think eventually it will come to Steam. Look what they did with the Pixel remasters. We have 1 through 15. We got World of Final Fantasy. We got Type 0. We had Mobius for a little while. We have Dissidia. I'm hopeful. I'm holding out. I think Tactics, Crisis Core, Dirge Cerebrus. I think all this stuff will eventually come out to Steam. I hope. I know I'm hoping against hope here, but I've emailed Square Enix multiple times about 1 and 2. Maybe I'd like to think maybe I had a part in making that happen. Maybe not. But I've messaged them before, like, dude, you have 2 mobile ports for 1 and 2. And you've used the same mobile ports for 3, 4, and 5, and 6 and brought them over to Steam. Why not use the mobile ports and bring them over? Now they decided to do the whole Pixel remaster thing, which is great. I've been playing through those. I'm almost done with 3 right now. And they've been cool. I wish we had like a definitive edition of 1, 2, 4. Oh well, 4. Yeah, like the Pixel 4, the 2D 4. But it's whatever. Yeah, I would totally play Tactics again. I don't remember much from it, and I didn't beat it. I dropped out after maybe like the 3rd or 4th battle. I just got bored. I played Shining Force as a kid, but maybe I just had a lot of time on my hand when I played that. But the strategy games just aren't my jam. Even RTSs. I played Age of Empires a lot, but it wasn't. I didn't stick with it. I played online a little bit, but got bored.
You gonna lend me a hand or what?
I like my Final Fantasy games. The battles are quick. You know, they're starting to get longer though, honestly, with 15 and 7. Some of the encounters can last a long time. Even just I'm not talking bosses, just something you encounter in the field can take a long time. I hear a lot about Ramza. I've seen a lot of memes about him. One day. I don't like to emulate. I know some people would say, why don't you just emulate Tactics? I don't like to do that for a couple reasons. One, I saved up for quite a few years to get a decent PC, and I don't want to get any viruses on my computer. So I'm super cautious. With the money I spent on my PC, I'm just very careful what sites I visit, basically. So that's one reason. Another is, I vote with my money. You know what I mean? So I own every single game on Steam for Final Fantasy, and I feel like that's me voting, telling Square Enix, hey, put your stuff here. I will play your stuff if you bring it here. You know? And I feel it's, yeah, pay to support the games. Yeah, exactly, Kuma. That's what I'm saying. Like, and you're supporting the developers. If you really love Final Fantasy, like, well, that's what I'm saying. Don't just buy every single game. But if you like the game, you vote with your dollars and say, hey, make more of this. This is good content, please. Me, I'm a sucker. I buy all of them. So that's not really good. But you, whoever's watching this now, maybe you don't like 13. So you don't buy 13, but you buy all the other ones. That tells Square Enix, that's like a small message that, like, hey, don't make games like this one, make games like the other ones you've made, you know what I mean? So. Oh, this stupid battle. Let's be honest, we all have died during these stupid Eidolon battles. At the beginning of our first time going through this game, we have to admit that we totally died. Playing this stupid thing. Oh, what am I doing? I'm messing this all up. What am I doing? Maybe I should go Sentinel. What am I doing? Oh, I'm messing this up!
just do not. You know, to this day, I still do not understand these fights. Oh, I don't know. It looks like I figured it out this time. There we go.
Boom. That was super early.
Maybe I did. Maybe I've done this so many times. I know how to do these now.
I died like 3 times the first time I fought Odin.
No shame. I'm gonna admit it. First time I fought
Odin in this game?
yeah. Died like 3 or 4 times. It was ridiculous. I had no clue what I was doing. That's the way you gotta do it.
The twin sisters. I gotta hand it to you for taking them down.
Nice.
But don't gloat just
You know,
yet.
John MacArthur's been in the news a lot
Time
lately,
you wish
Cam.
you'd let 'em end it.
I hope you enjoy your visit over there.
I keep seeing people talk trash about our boy. It's sad, man. It's funny because I see people talk trash about him, and then I go back and I watch the original video. I'm like,
What did he say? I was like, I feel like what he said is legit. I don't know what they're talking about. Like,
they'll blow something small he says out of proportion. And I'm like,
what? He didn't say that. That's not what he said at all.
Shut up and come quiet.
you always got to go back and watch the source. That's why I did that Final Fantasy X video, and why I've been trying to do this other Final Fantasy 3 one is because I kept asking questions and people are like, well, this is what happens. This is what happens. But there's like no video evidence. See, I don't
just believe what people say,
especially on the internet.
or, you know, in forums or in Facebook comments, like,
Oh, this is all that happens. But there's like
there's no video proof.
that it's happened.
You always got to go back to the source. Yeah, you got to watch the video back in its original context. And some people criticize me for my Final Fantasy X video for providing commentary, but it's like, no, I wanted you to
know what I did, my methods, like how I went about it. Because some people will put a video
out there with no commentary, and that's great. Some people like that.
But for me, if I
I
watch
watch something like Final Fantasy 3 killing Bahamut, I've been wanting to know. I've been wanting to know for a long time
whether or not that's possible. There's videos of it online of people attempting it, but the video's cut out before anything
happens, and they don't provide any commentary. And I'm like, well, what did you do? How were you doing damage? Like, did you use a hex editor? Are you using some kind of cheats? Did you level grind? Like, what's going on? And they don't say anything, so it makes it hard to know the truth. But yeah, you always got to go back, and when people talk smack and tweet about people, just go back and watch the video in context, and you're like, 90% of the time, maybe 99% of the time, it's not at all what they actually said. People are just looking for that clout on Twitter. And you cause controversy and get a lot of people talking in the comments. That's one of the funniest things on Facebook. Somebody posts an article on Facebook, nobody reads that. The first place they go is the comments. They go to type their comments, they go to read other people's comments. Nobody reads the article. Nobody actually watches the video or reads the article. They immediately comment on the clickbait titles, you know. It's just so fun. Always best to go back to the original source. If you are interested in getting your master's degree, that's something obviously your professors will harp on you a lot. And Wikipedia is not an original source. But it's a good place to start, because usually there's original sources towards the bottom. Sorry, that's my rant.
How many have I beaten?
Well, I've beaten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, technically 11. I would say I've beaten all the expansions on 11. Wings of the Goddess, Chains of Promethea, Secrets of Agilin, all that stuff. I've beaten 12, 13, 13, 2. I have not yet beaten Lightning Returns. I own it on Steam, but honestly, it's just the timeline stuff kind of makes me turned off towards it. I don't like that there's a timeline on it, I guess, when you have to do certain things. Eventually I will play it, though. 14 is another one that I've only made it past A Realm Reborn. I haven't completed Heavensward yet because I'm in my master's degree and I just don't want to pay $15 a month for a game that I can't, play that often. I did make it through A Realm Reborn though.
So I did that one. I've beaten 15.
Final Fantasy Adventure, Final Fantasy
Crystal Chronicles. Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerebrus. What else is there? There's a lot. The mobile games, I've played all of them.
but I haven't beaten any of them, like Brave Exvius, Opera Omnia.
Record Keeper. Record Keeper's long.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, Record Keeper is so long. That thing takes like years to beat. I don't know if I'll ever beat that
That's
game.
right. If it makes the sanctum look bad.
I don't like the gacha games, but I still play them.
Because I'm a Final Fantasy sucker.
Play Tactics, never beat it. What else have I done? Type 0, I haven't played yet. I have not played that one at all. I own it on Steam, but haven't
touched the game yet. I've played Legends 1, 2, and 3, just didn't beat them because I got bored with them. They were very different than Final Fantasy. If you're playing those expecting to experience the Final Fantasy game, they're weird. Very weird.
Who is this guy?
Mystic Quest I've played, but I never beat.
Those are some ones that I want to go back and beat one day. The other, what was it? There's a bunch of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles games. I think there's like 3 of them. I've only beaten the first one. The one with the cat on the cover, I think it's Echoes of Time, I never beat. And then the other one, the Crystal... It's like the Crystal Cup Bears or something with the Wii remotes or whatever. I haven't beaten that one either. What else? I haven't played Final Fantasy The 4 Warriors of Light, which I think was for the 3DS. But I'm interested in that one. And I saw that Bravery Default number 2 is coming to Steam, and I have it on my wish list. I'm curious about it. Because I've been hearing people say that Bravery Default is like very Final Fantasy-esque or whatever. So I'm curious about Bravery Default. Because I heard Bravery Default 1 and 2 are basically the spin-offs of Final Fantasy 4 Warriors of Light. What else is there? I've played multiple versions of all the games, like 1 through 15. Like if they have a different version, I've played a lot of those, like the PSP versions, the Game Boy Advance version, the PlayStation version, the NES version of 1, 2, or 4, or 6, or 3, however you still look at those. So I've played in some of those original NES versions. And then there's some Final Fantasy games that I've just played a lot of. And that would be 7, 8, and 10 are probably the ones I've played the most. 7, 8, and 10 are, for me, they're ones you just have to revisit every couple of years. Especially 7. 7's number 1. The top dog. I've never played the mobile game, obviously, because I'm American for Final Fantasy 7 before Crisis.
Never played it, but looks like we might be able to soon with the compilation that they're doing. Looks like a mobile compilation. What is it? The Final Fantasy... What are they calling it? I don't know. But it's like a Final Fantasy 7 compilation. They're taking everyone. Everything, I'm sorry. Like 7, Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerebrus, Before Crisis. All that stuff. And they're wrapping it up in... I'm blanking on the name of what it's called now.
Gotta keep you kids safe, right?
I'm trying to think. Did I miss anything, Kuma? What other Final Fantasy games are there?
I'm trying to think of different systems.
PlayStation, PSP, Nintendo. Am I missing something?
Glad that's over.
I mentioned all the mobile games too. I haven't played War of the Lions yet though. Oh, Final Fantasy Dimensions 1 and 2 on the mobile. That's not a bad game actually. That's not a gacha game though. I mean, you buy it and you own the game. So Dimensions, I gotta say, Dimensions aren't bad. If you like Final Fantasy 3, 5.
Well, if you like Final Fantasy 3 and 5, you might like Dimensions. Because it has that same job structure. Which I mean, that's like a Final Fantasy staple.
I'd stick with her if I were you.
Later
This game has a lot of annoying characters. Well, not a lot. Vanille and Hope are awful, I do have to say. Yeah, World of Final Fantasy. I haven't played that one yet. I own it on Steam.
Let's get going.
I do want to play it someday. Well, no, I'm sorry. I played it for a little bit. I played it for like an hour, but I haven't beaten it yet. Oh, I didn't mention the After Years either. I'm still currently working on Final Fantasy IV The After Years, the 3D remake. I haven't played that one yet.
There's still time.
But I'm almost done.
You give
I
up
think
easy,
I have like
man.
2 stories left to complete. But I put it on pause once the Pixel remasters came out, and now I'm playing 1 through 6 again, you know? I was going to do Final Fantasy IV The After Years, and I was going to move on to Type 0, Lightning Returns, and World of Final Fantasy, because those are the ones I own on Steam but haven't played yet. But the Pixel remasters got me. They're really good. The remastered music is amazing. I made a YouTube video on the last battle from Final Fantasy III. It's on my channel. It's kind of funny. I thought it was funny. But it's about the music, the remastered version of the boss fight music that you have with the Cloud of Darkness. It's really good. Really good. Dude, I need to add that to my running playlist when I run or when I work out, because it's an awesome song. Saz Snow is just a wannabe second. Yeah, you know what? that's a good point, Cam. I kind of see what you mean with the jacket. Oh, okay, yeah, we gotta go this way. I see what you mean with the jacket, though. Cypher Zell baby. It's like if Cypher and Zell had a baby. Yeah, I get Zell vibes from him too. It's the cocky attitude or whatever. You know what though? I've heard other people say this, and I can kind of agree with it. Out of every character in Final Fantasy 13, if you look throughout the trilogy, which is, I mean, I think the reason that happened is because Tetsuya Nomura, I think and maybe it's more the Eastern audience than it is the Western audience, but he believes that the fans want games quicker but broken up. You know, so that's why Final Fantasy 13, that's why we had it in 3 different installments instead of just one game that was Final Fantasy 13 with 3 different discs or something like that. Anyways, in all 3 games, I've heard this and I can agree that Snow probably has the most significant character development. Whether or not you like the way his character develops, he probably makes the biggest change in all 3 games. Lightning's kind of the same person throughout all 3 games, but Snow actually goes through some significant changes throughout all 3 games. Whereas Lightning, he's pretty much the same person throughout all 3 games, which is kind of boring. That's what I've heard from other people as well, and I kind of agree with that.
And you call yourself a soldier? Ah.
Sorry, Lieutenant. But I really don't think guard duty is my calling, sir.
But Saz is alright.
Lucky for
I don't
you,
use him
your
endgame.
shift's
I
just
think my
ended.
endgame party is probably Lightning,
Pack it
Hope,
up
and
go
Fang.
home.
But, sir,
SciComm found something in the vestige nearby.
And I think it's just because I like those 3 characters. Those are probably my favorite 3 characters in this game. Lightning, Hope, and Fang.
I'm sure you heard about the accident.
Favorite characters to
Heroic
battle
energy
with.
plant.
Hope is not my
Now
favorite
has the
character.
SciComm lads in a tizzy.
He's also a little obnoxious.
yeah.
But as far as...
Incident than accident. Something pulse related.
Oop, somebody said they might be on. Sorry.
You're taking tomorrow off?
I gotta reply to this.
Sir, for my birthday, sir. My sister, she insisted on it.
21, huh? Maybe it's a good time to send off that.
Let me
letter
know.
of
Somebody might be on
recommendation.
Comrades. I would totally jump over and play Comrades. I'd love to play with
You're
someone
past due for a promotion.
other than playing 13. That's why I'm excited for the
Think of
first
your
Soldier,
sister
man. That game was
and
so
your
fun to
future.
play with other people.
And,
And I love that they had in-game comms, so you didn't have to get on Discord or anything.
SciComm business, you mean?
You just hit the microphone in the upper left-hand corner and
Nothing good will come
rock and roll. And that I actually know somebody in my personal life who wants to play it, so it's not like I'm playing with strangers online, which I'm not a big fan of. And neither is anybody in my family, but to know someone to play the game with is like the best.
How right you were, Lieutenant.
The internet's a weird place. I'd prefer to know
Just
who I'm
you.
playing with.
For now, I guess. Should we wait?
They'll catch up, eventually.
So's not bad. I mean, he's just a kid. I can't hate on him for that. Let's go, medic. Always play it safe. You know what? A noob to Final Fantasy or a kid would go Ravager immediately, because that's where the damage is dealt, right? But the truth is, Synergist is where the money is at. Which is basically, you know, in Final Fantasy canon, that's like your green mage. That's your one who's, or your white mage, I guess. It's a part of being a white mage. It is kind of weird that in this game they decided to rename everything, you know? I feel like it would have been okay if they would have just kept the original names instead of going Commando, Ravager, Synergist, Saboteur, Sentinel. If they were just like Knight, Warrior, Black Mage, White Mage, you know? It's cool they were trying to do something different, but if it was more,
You know what? I bet some long-time fans of the series would have preferred that instead of Commando, it said like Warrior.
you know what I mean?
And for Ravager, it said Black Mage.
And for Medic, it said White Mage. I bet people would have preferred that. And for Sentinel, it said something like Knight or whatever. The Knight in Final Fantasy 3, I've been having my kind of like my main guy play as a Knight. That's been kind of disappointing. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and his guard ability is kind of useless. I thought it would like.
I thought if you used the guard ability, it would attract attention of the other mobs, but it doesn't. I think it just boosts his defense for that one turn.
I'd have to look into it, but it so far it's not really doing anything special. For those of you watching, let me know if you're getting any weird feedback on the audio, by the way. Last time I went live, there was something weird. I think my camera was capturing some of the audio while my mic was, and it was causing like an echo kind of effect. I didn't hear it this time, but yeah, let me know if there's anything weird that I'm not catching. I don't want to kill your ears.
Or if my mic is too loud or whatever. I'm pretty sure I figured out the game music where it's not so high you can't hear me.
Oh, I'm about to die. I'm not even paying attention. Woo. See, this is when you start to get to the point where you kind of have to pay attention and use that synergist roll a little bit at the beginning of battles to set yourself up. That's another thing that's kind of, I don't know if it sucks about this game, but it does kind of make it difficult that it pits you with just two characters during this stage of the game. What is it, chapter 4 and 5? You're stuck with Saz and Vanille and... Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh. Is that all he can cast right now is Protect? Yeah, I think that's it. That's too bad. Oh shoot, we got the electric kick coming in again. That will kill him in one hit if I'm not careful. There we go. See, the buffs on this game are actually fairly meaningful.
I don't like Final Fantasy games where the buffs don't mean anything.
The Pixel Remaster of 3 is starting to turn into that a little bit. Haste isn't really having any kind of significant effect, and all I really have is Protect and Haste, which is weird, because you went from Final Fantasy 2 having Berserk and Haste and Barrier and Shell and M Barrier and just all this different stuff, and then 3 you have Protect and Haste. That's it. Protect and Haste. It's like, what? What happened? They gave us all this cool stuff, and now we have nothing. But this game, like, you need to get buffed. It's good to have a synergist and a saboteur buffing and debuffing the enemy. Or buffing yourself and debuffing the enemy. 10's like that too. 10 buffs are significant. 7 I've never really used buffs, but they might be. 8 I've never used buffs, but I mean they might help a little bit. 8's one of those games where you just don't use magic at all. You never use magic. If you're a veteran player of 8, you just don't do it.
Dead end. Guess we have to go back. Can we get through this way, you think? You know where you're going, right?
I've been here on missions before.
Missions. Nothing to do with the Purge, though.
The Purge is PSICOM's baby. Our military is split into 2 arms. The Public Security and Intelligence Command, known as PSICOM, and the Guardian Corps. I was Guardian Corps, Bodum Security Regiment.
Wait, but I don't get it. If you're not PSICOM, then why did you board the train?
For Sarah.
This is kind of out of character that she says for Sarah. You think she would have said none of your business? Or just been silent? I feel like that would have been more in line with her character at this point in the story.
Attention, Purge deportees. Follow instructions and stay in your lines. Personal belongings will be returned upon arrival. Halt!
Okay, shoot him in the back. Bam. Those are warning shots, right? Somebody say in the background. I'm sorry, I was just kind of... I mean, that was... If that was in real life, that'd be sad. But the way that was done, that was kind of weird. Those are warning shots, right? They just 100% unloaded on 2 civilians in the back. And they're like, those are warning shots, right? No. They're dead.
Sanctum staff and soldiers are exempt. Huh?
Then I quit.
Then I
Line
quit.
up.
By the way, I'm gonna kill you later. Saz knows what's up.
Excuse me. Hey, lady.
You know, I will give you this, Cam. Saz is pretty smart in sticking with lightning.
Really? You don't look ready to go quiet into that good night.
You want quiet? You better take the next train.
See, he hears that and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm on the right train.
I really want to see what you're up to.
Yeah.
I had to rescue Sarah before they
I
transported
mean, he
the
knew to
vestige
he knew
Pulse.
who he needed to
And I
stick
had
around. He knew who he needed
I
to
had a
stick
chance
with.
to save her.
Lightning. He could tell that she knew what was up. And he didn't let her go when she tried to dip out on him earlier too.
You're telling me you got on that train so you could save your sister? That's crazy. I could never do something like that.
It's not a question of can or can't.
Have a good night, Cam.
There are
Take it
some
easy.
things in life
Thanks. I will try to
Have
have
a
a
great day tomorrow.
Easy for someone.
Hopefully we have some good sales.
Be praying for us.
Lightning.
Oh, I just said I was working tomorrow. Yeah. Hopefully we sell a lot of stuff. Hopefully we sell all the stuff. I said hopefully we sell all the stuff.
All of it.
Don't want to bring anything home with us.
Thank you, Cam. You have a great night.
are you up to? Hey! Wait up!
Dude, Vanilla's the most... Is she the most annoying character in Final Fantasy history? She might be.
Keep up with this girl.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head that's worse than her. She's pretty obnoxious.
Off we go.
Oh, is it the best we got is Ravager? We gotta fix that. No. Oh, those are the only options. Wait. Synergist Medic, that's another option we could go with. Ravager, Synergist, Saboteur, Ravager, Medic, Synergist Medic. Do they even have anything in the Synergist category? Oh, almost there. What does she got? Protect. Is she gonna get anything else? Yeah, let's switch over to the Medic. Okay. Oops. She can get fire. Might be useful. There we go. Let's go back over to Saboteur. What paradigm did I pick? Okay, that one works.
Hopefully this will make the battles go a little bit quicker.
The robots are fighting each other?
Heck yeah, let them fight, dude.
Guess running's out of the question.
Dude, kill the watch drones first.
Renil!
Nice fight.
Follow the old man's lead.
Oh, kill it quick. There we go. Alright, we should go back to, yeah, attention.
Oh, come on, man, use faith. Shoot, did we use Deep Protect on the other guy?
Probably should have used Deep Protect on him first. Nice. We got him. Or D-Shell, not D-Protect. Duh. Boom. Five star? So it wasn't that bad.
Never seen a rig like this before. Here we go. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Whoa. I knew that would happen.
I knew that would happen.
I knew that would happen. Well, yeah, let's switch to dual casting. Maybe we can kill one of these, one of the wolf fang looking things. Dexteron.
Got it, girl. Watch and learn, kid.
Buffs up. Debuffs out. Alright, now we can enter the fray. Let them pick each other off.
Or we debuff them.
more people fighting? Wait. Yeah, let's keep it on dual cast.
From Pulse's evil, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness, this is a three-way, or well, now it's gonna be a four-way duel. What do they call that? A Mexican standoff or whatever? I feel like the watch drones are the most dangerous enemy in this situation. Nope, we didn't get it. Switch to Tide Turner. Let them all keep killing each other while we buff up and debuff. What sucks is you can't really see what she's debuffing until you switch.
Follow the old man's lead. Not bad.
There we go.
Atta girl.
These battles are kind of weird though.
Watch and learn, kid.
Hit him. No, we need to switch. Come on, deprotect. There we go.
Follow the old
Or
man's
de-shell. I keep saying deprotect.
lead.
Too easy.
Black belt. I don't even think I have any accessories equipped on these two. Yep, how did I know?
Probably be a good one. Well, a silver bangle would be better.
Since she has a lower amount of hit points, it's probably best I just give her that.
This should do it. Huh? Piece of cake.
Okay, one or two of these battles would have been cool, but now it's getting kind of weird.
Let's get this over with.
I feel like we should kill one of the pulse work soldiers first.
Oh.
Leave it to me.
Well, I can't. I don't even know if I can switch to her yet, but it would probably be better if I could switch.
Switch to her and have her just continuously cast D-shell on these guys. But whatever.
This for Neil. Did you see that coming? Bullseye. Watch and learn, kid.
Switch to Tide Turner for a second. Oh, he's good now.
That's all we needed, just to get that D-shell in there. Come on, get it! Oh, come on! No! Oh, we keep messing this up. Alright, switch to Tide Turner.
This isn't working well.
We got this for Neil.
I've been sorry about
Having a commando in the party.
I'm tougher than you thought, huh?
What do you need help with?
Hey! Oh!
Can't hear you. Hold on. What did you say?
Oh, somebody needed my height.
That's the curse of being tall. Everybody wants those extra couple inches you got.
We made it!
Where's Grumpy?
Mm.
Got left behind, huh?
Leave me alone.
Hey,
Typical
This is
teenager.
pointless. Can't keep up. Can't get home. It's over for me.
It's not over. We'll get you home.
I don't have one. Now that Mom is.
What about your dad?
Another flashback.
So edgy, yeah, right? I remember being that edgy.
Weren't we all there one time? I remember my dad backhanded me in the face one time while we were driving because I was mouthing off to him. And I called him an a-hole, and he backhanded me again. And he's like, "You want to say that again?" I was like, "Yeah, you're an a-hole."
It's for little kids.
Oh,
Teenagers are funny.
Calling kid. To you?
what sucks is when you're a teenager, you don't know that, like, you don't understand what being a teenager is as you are a teenager. That's the worst part about it.
I don't know how to explain that better, but like,
That night, they found
there's
the
so many
Kyle
things about it
Seed
being a
boat
teenager.
investigation.
Like, you think like some things are like the
next
end
day,
of the
World,
soldiers sealed off the town.
you know,
and we couldn't get back
that
to
like the
Powell and Pole.
smallest things are like the end of the world.
okay, I gotta, okay, but Hope is actually going through some real stuff.
Everyone else.
I mean, his mom just died,
Mom,
and he kind of seems like he has a distant father,
she wanted to get us home,
so...
so she tried to
Okay,
fight
his
it.
problems might be a little real. I'm talking about like first world problem teenagers freak out about the smallest things.
Your dad's
I
probably
did.
worried.
I know I did. I'll admit it.
Let him worry. Why should I care? He
You think you
doesn't.
know everything, but you really don't know anything. That's the worst too.
If only you would know that you didn't know anything when you were a
It's nothing,
teenager, it'd
forget
be probably a little bit easier. But because you think you know everything, that's what makes it
Come with me,
ultra
Okay?
difficult. Because no matter what people
Sorta
tell you or
do
try
it.
to help you with, you're gonna, most teenagers, myself, will do it their own way,
we've got time.
even when there's
Get
a
you
better
back
way
home.
out there.
Your dad'll be happy to see you.
See, Saz knows.
Saz knows what's up. He knows that his dad will be happy to see him no matter what.
Do I have 3 party members now, finally? Oh, wait.
Still don't have... Convalescence. Some of the names of these paradigms are actually kind of funny. Hey, thaumaturgy. That's, I mean, it's spelled differently, but that's the first class you start off in Final Fantasy XIV. If you want to be a black mage. That's funny. I just now realized that. The more you know.
That was great!
Wait. Let's start off with superiority. Wait, oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, no. What am I doing? Synergist. Yes, if he can learn shell, that would be helpful. There we go. I don't think... Yeah, we're maxed out on that one. I was going to say, I don't think he has anything else special we can learn. And he was close to vigilance, wasn't he? Boom, got it. Yep. I figured.
I have no clue what I'm about to fight. I don't think it's going to be that crazy, but just in case. Have you played 14 yet? What I played of 14 was awesome.
Time to get serious.
And what I've heard about Shadowbringers makes me want to go back and play it even more.
And
I'm not even gonna play it, but I'm already hyped for Endwalker.
it's on my wish
List on Steam, but I'm not even gonna be playing that. Oh, we need to switch. Switch before that gauge goes away. I had a lot of fun with 14. I played as a black mage. If I could go back and do it again, I'd probably do a paladin. That was my main on 11. I pretty much beat all the story content on 11 with a paladin. Black mage was fun, but I feel like a paladin is more who I am personally, like as a person. I felt like paladin played more to, I don't know, who I am in real life.
and it made playing that a little bit more fun.
Dude, I totally would. I would totally love some people to play with on 14.
Like I said, I got like a year left in my graduate degree, and then I'm probably going away for some training for the career field I'm wanting to get into, but someday I'll get back into 11 and 14. 14's not a game that I would play.
Past finishing the story as of right now, I don't see myself playing it further than just completing it. But 11's one I feel like I would always go back to. There's just always something to do on 11.
I just like the vibes from 11. It's like really chill. A lot of people, even now.
I know there's not as many people that play, but it still seems like there's a lot of people on there that are willing to help, you know. 14's just fun, you know.
That and the glamours and I guess 14 is starting to grow in what it has to offer its players, you know, as far as extra content. But 11 has a lot. I don't think you could ever finish everything in 11, whereas 14, I think you could, you know, if you had a year or two, you could probably finish everything in 14. But I've been actually watching
Asmongold play through 14 after he left. Well, I don't think he permanently left WoW, but I've been watching him play
14. And it's been interesting seeing like a WoW player go through 14
and actually enjoy themselves. So, last time I watched him, he was just coming into Heaven's Word. I'm sure he'll go live tomorrow morning. I am going to bed. I'm tired.
It's kind of early for me, but I've been kind of... I've been tired almost every single night since
I got back into America. I did some traveling last week, and that's why I didn't go live, but I'm going to go to bed, especially because I got work tomorrow, early in the morning. It was nice chatting with some of you guys. Kuma, Cam, 10-4. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Jeremiah, Michael, stopping by and saying hi. I might try to make this a little bit more of a regular thing, and like I said, it seems like it's easier just for people to get on YouTube than it is Twitch. Yeah, so I might just keep doing YouTube. YouTube's easier for me to watch other people, so you guys have a great night. Love chatting with you guys. Yeah, Kuma, you have a great one. And currently playing through, I think the last couple episodes of Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster are popping up on my channel, and then it'll be switching into Final Fantasy III, and I might finish Final Fantasy III in the next couple weeks and start playing 4, which I'm excited about. I've heard that soundtrack is amazing from some of the people that have been playing, so I'm interested in
and listening through the soundtrack before I actually start playing the game. And then hopefully we get some news about the first soldier soon. It looks like October 3rd. There's going to be some info. I'm excited to stream that one. That one looks like a lot of fun. Looks like it'd be a cool game to stream. Yeah. Everybody have a good night. And you'll see me on my channel, and I'll see you next Friday, hopefully. I don't know what's going on next Friday, but I'm pretty sure I'll be on. But have a good one. Good night.